A reporter asked him how the families had affected the debate over gun reform on Capitol Hill, and I'm not sure that he was sure that he could answer the question. That was yesterday, on what was a very busy day for that big, tough Democratic senator from West Virginia. Hours later, that senator stood with Republican Senator Pat Toomey, both of them with their A ratings from the NRA, saying, "We are gun owners. We belong to the NRA. We support the NRA. We invited the NRA into our negotiations over this legislation. But we do not believe that nothing should be done to try to stop what happened in Newtown from happening to someone else's kids. We do not believe that nothing can be done and nothing should be done." And led by that measure from those two A-rated NRA conservative senators, today the U.S. Senate voted on gun reform. The common wisdom was that it could never happen, and today it happened. And look at this. Tommy Christopher at Mediaite went through the vote today and noticed that it was 21 senators with A ratings or better from the NRA, 21 senators rated top shelf by the NRA, who were among the majority, among those who voted to break the filibuster. It's actually 22 senators if you count everybody even with an A-plus rating, like Senator Roger Wicker of Mississippi. Mr. Wicker's state suffered a horrific school shooting back in the 1990s, it may be worth noting. Roger Wicker voted today to break the filibuster, even though he has an A-plus NRA rating. And the list goes on with senators like Tom Coburn of Oklahoma, a big gun rights state, and Jeff Flake of Arizona, where state lawmakers, Republican state lawmakers, answered the mass shooting in Tucson in his state by calling for looser gun laws. There's Bob Corker of Tennessee, who says he will not vote for anything that compromises gun rights, but neither will he stand in the way of debate. More than 20 A-rated NRA senators voted against this filibuster. The overall vote, 68-31. So yeah, the NRA is still beating its chest, saying it's going to score the vote on the final bill and all the rest. Everybody's A ratings are going to be in danger, as if that's the most important thing in the world. And maybe some people think that is the most important thing in the world, but that is not the only truth here. It is not the only truth or the only consequence to a vote like this, on an issue like this, in a country changed like we have been, when the decision makers are talking to the people who have been most affected by it. The Senate needed 60 votes today to break the filibuster over gun reform. They got 68 votes. They broke the filibuster at a trot. And so gun reform moved forward. Now, of course, this is only the beginning. The White House is calling for everybody who supports gun reform to get on the phone to their senators, to post messages to Twitter and Facebook about it, to keep the pressure on, do not let up. The final vote on this is still ahead. It looks like it might happen by this time next week. And if the pressure stays on, and if the Senate passes gun reform, then it will still have to somehow get through the Republican-controlled House. I mean, gun reform is by no means a done deal. But the reason it has got this far, thus far, is because of the scrupulously